Hey folks, so today's video is another week, another palette after sort of wrapping up Valentine's Day week. I do hope you guys really enjoyed that week. I had a lot of fun with it. Thinking of doing one for St. Patrick's Day, sort of the week before that, so I can focus on doing like looks with greens. I don't often use greens, but I have some awesome greens in my collection that I kind of want to use, so let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I made an order with Juvia's place, and I got their bundle deal of the 3 palettes they had. I didn't get the newest one, which I think is called the Sahara palette. I think it has a lot of like red shades. I didn't end up getting that one because I was an idiot and didn't realize that like it was going to be released shortly after I purchased these ones. And also the shipping and the customs I paid for these were like insane. So by the time that I got them to Canada, it cost me $160 for the 3 of them. But I kind of want to go through each one in order that they were released. So this week is going to be using the Nubian palette. So this is the one that has 12 shades, all sort of in like that warmer tone, which I really like. You guys know these are some of my favorite colors to use. I'm really excited to use these this week. I have been playing around with these a little bit. You might have seen sort of in Valentine's Day week some of the shades from the other palette, and so far I'm really liking their eyeshadow formula. I started off the look today actually sort of inspired by Tiger's Eye, that sort of gemstone-y kind of crystal thing that has that sort of like vibe of like the dark brown and the light gold. I don't know, that's just what it reminds me of, so that's probably what I'm going to title this video. Shades in this palette aren't named, so I'm kind of just going to be pointing at the ones that I'm using. So I'm going in with this one first, and then to create sort of halo look, I'm going in with the darkest shade in this palette on both the outer corner and inner corner. And then on the lid I added a little bit of this like gorgeous copper shade. I can't wait to do a look with this one. And then I also used a little bit of this gold as well. And then for brushes I kept it simple. I only used 2. You guys know I like to keep things simple. I don't want to overcomplicate things if I don't have to. The white one is a 217 from MAC. That's going in with the lighter shades. And then this brush here is more of a softer, fluffy dome brush. This is a Sigma Diffuse Crease brush. So I'm going to start off in this shade right here. Just going to dip my 217 in that. So then this is going to go just in my crease. And this is also going to be the color that I am going to use to just sort of diffuse everything upward. So I played with this palette for about a week before I filmed this video, just on my spare time, doing a couple looks for work, just because these shades are all neutral enough that I can sort of wear them to work. All the matte shades that I've tried so far like blend wonderfully. Super pigmented. The closest thing that I can describe them to are the mattes from the Master Palette by Mario. ABH mattes are fantastic. If you like that texture, that's kind of what these are like as well. Onto the inner corner as well, sort of down into the corner of my eye. And then I'm also taking that shade and I'm running that right underneath my bottom lash line as well. So then that just lays out the basic shape. Next I'm going in with a soft, fluffier brush because I wanted to use a softer brush with the dark shadow just because I didn't want it to be too dark. And I wasn't sure the pigmentation of this before I started this look. I wanted to give it that option to like build it up if I wanted to. So using a fluffier, not a stiff brush will help with that. And this is gonna go right into my outer corner. And I'm just going to start dusting that in just lightly, adding a little bit of color at a time to build it up. And also taking that on to the inner corner, blending it in there as well. So at this point in the look I was like, what does this remind me of? And I realized it reminds me of that Tiger's Eye, like gemstone, whatever that shit is, kind of what it looked like to me. So I sort of just took that then and like pushed it forward. A little bit more of the darker shade on the brush, just a little bit, and I added it just right into the middle on the bottom. So just to kind of break up that halo eye, just adding a little bit of the darkness in the center on the bottom. Next, moving on to the lid color, that's what I'm going to go in with the copper shade. Now you can use a stiff brush with these. I find that they work just fine with a stiff brush. I prefer to use my finger, but if you have long nails or whatnot, use a brush. Just use a stiff one. Be sure to tap it off and it will work just fine. And so I'm taking that copper shade and I'm just patting that right onto the lid. And these metallics are amazing. I want to talk a little bit more once I dip into Juvia's places like colorful ones. Oh, they're really good. So I mean, I just dipped my finger into that like a little bit, got a little bit on there and just put that on and it's that pigmented. Yeah. So then I put that copper shade on and thought it kind of took away from this sort of camel shade of that. So I added a little bit of gold. So again, just taking the smallest bit on my finger, and I'm just going to apply that gold right in the center of that. And then I'm also just going to take that gold and apply it right onto the inner corner. And then just going back in with a little bit of the darker shade just to go over a little bit of the color there just to keep the darkness there. So then this is what the final eye looks like with just mascara on. I would probably just wear this with just mascara. I would honestly probably wear this look to work. It's a little bit dark for my office, but typically what I do when I wear like darker makeup or I'm like experimenting with colors is a day I just throw my glasses on and people just look at the fact that I have blue hair and glasses and they're kind of like, your makeup doesn't look too bad. Quite frankly, I don't care. But moving on to the face, I have a little bit of NYX taupe blush on. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on this side. So moving on to blush, I'm just gonna put on a little bit of NARS Orgasm. And to be honest, I don't feel like putting highlight on my face today. I don't feel like putting highlight on my brows. I don't feel like putting highlight on my cheekbones. I feel like my actual skin is doing good and it's kind of like radiant. And so I'm just gonna like leave it alone and let it be. So then for lips, I was kind of struggling with what I was gonna do for this, to be honest, and then I kind of just grabbed a nude and went, yeah, I'll probably just wear a nude. So the color I'm using is Lime Crime's Buffy. So then with the lips on, this is the final look, which I actually really like the way that this turned out. I'd probably just wear this fairly frequently, actually. I've been getting more and more into the halo eye where it's like darker on the inner corners. For some reason, I think it's flattering. If you're someone who thinks that the halo eye makes your eyes look tiny, what I suggest then, if you like this color and you have this palette, is to just avoid doing the inner corner part and instead just doing it right on the outer corner, almost like a cat eye effect. And what that's gonna do is it's just gonna draw more attention out this way, as opposed to kind of close your eyes in, and sort of opens up your inner corner more and it makes your eyes a little bit brighter. So that's a suggestion if you like these colors, but you don't want to have the halo eye, just take that inner corner part out and just darken out the outer corner. It's still gonna look really pretty. So yeah, that wraps up day one using the Nubian palette by Juvia's. So far from actually playing around with this a little bit and then this look, I can go ahead and say that this palette is awesome. So yeah, I'm really digging this. Let me know in the comments down below, do you have this palette? Are you interested in it? Are you going to check out Juvia's Place? Leave me anything down below that you want me to see and I'll be happy to read it. But yeah, so hopefully you guys are excited for this week and hopefully everyone is doing good and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.